Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think that's something that anybody can do.
I agree with you.
Well, speaking of acting and media and treatment of the media and backlash and all that sort of thing, boy, we had a rare collision of worlds, Frank, between mixed martial arts and the Golden Globes and storied actress Meryl Streep. The Golden Globes were last night. Meryl Streep got the Cecil B. DeMille Lifetime Achievement Award, who, by the way, is buried in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, where we went for
must have walked over the
Day of
grave.
the Dead. Yes, we did. The Cecil B. DeMille is buried in that cemetery, and so is Alfalfa from Little Rascals.
Okay.
And they both died on the same day. And Cecil B. DeMille had this huge turnout for his funeral because he was such a power player in Hollywood. And Alfalfa didn't have much of a turnout because he didn't have a career when he grew up.
Typical child star.
Yeah, he grew up out of Little Rascal and I think got killed in a bar fight. So it was kind of a contrast of two careers. But she gets the Cecil B. DeMille Award. And she took the opportunity, we'll just listen to a little bit of audio here, to what she was really doing was, I think, laying out a case for the importance of protection of the media moving forward into a new presidential administration, but along the way made a reference to mixed martial arts. It's got everybody hot under the collar. Let's listen.
Thank you, Hollywood Foreign Press. Just to pick up on what Hugh Laurie said, you and all of us in this room really belong to the most vilified segments in American society right now. Think about it. Hollywood, foreigners, and the press. But who are we? And what is Hollywood anyway? It's just a bunch of people from other places. I was born and raised and educated in the public schools of New Jersey. Viola was born in a sharecropper's cabin in South Carolina, came up in Central Falls, Rhode Island. Sarah Paulson was born in Florida, raised by a single mom in Brooklyn. Sarah Jessica Parker was one of 7 or 8 kids from Ohio. Amy Adams was born in Vicenza, Veneto, Italy. And Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem. Where are their birth certificates? And the beautiful Ruth Nega was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, raised in Ireland, I do believe. And she's here nominated for playing a small-town girl from Virginia. Ryan Gosling, like all the nicest people, is Canadian. And Dev Patel was born in Kenya, raised in London, and is here for playing an Indian raised in Tasmania. So Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts.
So you heard the speech there, Frank. Now, my take on this is that all the MMA bloggers and commenters on the message boards and all that, tweeters that got upset about what she had to say about mixed martial arts not being part of the arts missed the joke.
We're not part of the arts.
Not the arts. No, not capital T,
yeah, that's why
not capital A, arts.
I didn't realize there was anything to be upset about. I actually was excited. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They said MMA.
Yeah.
Man, we're coming along, man.
Yeah.
I guess I still have that mindset. I'm like, she said MMA and football. So she's saying that you're basically going to watch sports.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to be able to watch ballet,
symphony.
Yeah, theater, out in the,
Those are the arts.
Yeah, the arts.
Yes.
We're not the arts.
Right.
I didn't think so, unless someone wants to correct me on that. The only part that I thought was kind of funny, I'm like, well, you're not exactly right on that one, when she said that if we kicked out all the foreigners, that all you're going to watch is MMA. I'm like, shit, lady, if we kick out all the foreigners, MMA is going to take a hell of a hit too, dude.
No,
I don't know if you
true.
realize how many Russians and Brazilians and Canadians we have.
No, that's true.
But you imagine them if Brazil couldn't come anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, really. But it was
Japanese, South Korea. I mean, we're pretty international, man.
Yeah, no, it was an irony joke.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
It was that she was talking about what is commonly referred to as the arts, and that's an artsy crowd. And the LA arts crowd is at odds with the Republican Trump administration. That's no surprise. And the joke was that the only arts that you're going to be able to stay connected to are mixed martial arts, and that's not the arts. But that's just true. That's, I mean, it almost like it. I cringed at the fact that there were a bunch of meatheads that fell for they didn't get the joke. You know what I mean? So they're all this sort of like
whether you get
outrage.
It or not, there was no insult even implied in the joke towards us.
Nope.
I didn't.
No, there wasn't.
I mean, I didn't perceive a slight that's saying, well, if you don't have the arts, all you're going to be able to watch is MMA and football. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. So meaning that if you can't go watch theater and Shakespeare in the garden or whatever the hell they call that, outdoors, you're only going to have sporting events. And she named 2 sporting events, MMA and football.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got in there. It's 2 of the, I mean, you're going to have to pick football. It's like, wow, they're up there. I mean, we beat out basketball, baseball.
That's
I mean,
right. You
man.
got mentioned with the most popular sport going. Now, I could also look at it a third way and say if any mixed martial arts fans want to be offended, it might be that you got so closely associated with football, because there are all kinds of ne'er-do-well cretins roaming around in that thing. But either way you look at it, that's absolutely right. It's like, why do people? Isn't that frustrating? To me, it is so frustrating.
I guess I don't get it enough to be frustrated. Like, I'm still kind of like, I want to talk to someone maybe. Yeah. I need to see someone at the gym to tell me like, well, this is why I got upset. I'm like, well, enlighten me. Like, I'm not getting it. Like, I've dedicated most of my life to this too, and I don't feel offended. Like, I'm sitting there going, I'm like, so why are we all upset? Like,
well, no, and it's not like anybody ever argues that although, I refer to jiu-jitsu as an art, and that's fine, and it's our own version of an art, but I don't think any of us get upset when the Smith Center in Las Vegas is hosting the symphony. Why aren't they having jiu-jitsu tournaments there? We're being overlooked.
Yeah, it's a sporting event.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not we're not ballet. It's not, it's not, it's, I don't know, it's what interpretive dance.
Yeah.
I mean? Like, not, I don't think, I almost want to ask somebody, it's like, did you think that's what realm we were in? We're like, we're with boxing and combat sports.
I think it's more born out of the political divide. And look, as the liberal half of this show, I get it a lot. I think we're by and large the fan base of mixed martial arts tends to be, I don't even know if it's conservative so much as it is just sort of primal sometimes, like a primal instinct to be sort of like, we gravitate toward the whole good guy, bad guy analogy.
Well, I think too, like, and I kind of said that the other day when I was sitting there going, man, we need a third party in the middle, because I think most people, not most, I hate when I do that. I always correct myself afterwards. I think a lot of people that aren't liberals, when they think of someone who's liberal, they think pussy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a wimp. You know what I mean? Like, you want everybody to get a participation ribbon. You want everybody to be okay. And you want safe zones where we can't talk, and say something that might hurt your feelings. And so I think that kind of, even if people sit there and go, well, hey, a liberal thought is that I'm not going to tell you what you can do inside your house. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay, I like that. Yeah, so you can marry who you want to marry, right? Well, yeah, you like the government to stay away out of your home, right? Well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously you can't, you're not going to string your kids up and abusing the shit out of them. But at a certain point, people want to govern their own lives. I'm like, that's a kind of a liberal thought process. But I think that if we can get past certain. It's just that we seem to jumble groups up together. It's like, well, if you're a liberal, you have to think all across the board like this. You're like, well, I'm a liberal. I like guns. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, well, then that means you're in the conservative side. I'm like, I don't hate gays. You know, it's like, well, then you must be liberal. I'm like, well, shit, man, is there somewhere in the middle? You know what I mean?
It's real simplistic stereotyping.
Yeah, and it seems like we're very polarizing. It's red or blue. It's like,
you know what? It's like MMA camps. I mean, wait, are you a member of this team? Are you in the scrap pack? Are you Black Zillions? Are you ATT? You know,
yeah, but at least they have different groups. I mean, we just have it to where it's binary. It's either left or right.
No, I know. But what I mean is that it's ways to identify someone and label someone without really having to think of them individually.
But my problem with that labeling and grouping people together is that there's just not enough groups.
Yeah.
We really don't have enough where it's like a third party, like a legitimate third party, and that we don't really have in this country.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why you have a lot of fighters that are more conservative and more Republican, because you know, Republicans, hey, guns. Okay, well, guns is strength, protect your family. It's like, hey, you're going to protect your family from that guy that comes and tries to crack through the back door at night. Well, fuck yeah, I am. Mm-hmm. You must be, it's like, well, shit, I'm going to go that way. It's like, well, the liberals say that you want to go ahead and just take care of that guy and, they're going to feed him and put him up and, it's like, well, can't there be a little middle ground? Like, yeah, if you do step in and I catch you in my daughter's room, I'm going to put a couple rounds into you and I hope that you bleed out for a long time before you pass.
Yeah.